Hey guys, it's DP FiFi. Welcome to Merc Academy IBSG Season 3. It's finally here. Last two seasons have been great. Glad to be a part of this, glad to help build this up along with the rest of our staff, and we're really excited to have you guys back. Yeah, we have 22 teams this time around, and we'll have a captain's meeting around the 18th and 20th, probably around 8:30 p.m. EST. If your captain can't make it, send a representative and we're going to go over some explaining, make sure everyone's on the same page about the rule book, and go over some rules that still need some clarification, the growth clause. So bring questions to that meeting. Let's get everything straightened out before week one here. Another thing we're adding for this season, very different. If I might be a little too hard, I don't know. We'll see if it lasts. I hope it does. But we're trying to spice it up with a little bit of a pick'ems league. Last season, me and Dwight kind of went at it with each week we would pick teams to win and stuff like that. We keep track of the records for a bit. It kind of fell off a little bit. I figured, hey, let's put some money on it this time, and what about $5? Nothing too bad or anything, and let's let everybody in on this and let everybody kind of get after it every week. So that's what we're gonna do. $5 entry fee for the whole season as an individual. You'll get to pick every matchup for 10 weeks of the regular season. We're not going to do playoffs. We might do it if there's a tiebreaker or something we need to do, but let's just hope that doesn't happen for now. So for those of you that are not familiar with pick'ems, you just pick who's going to win a series each and every week, every matchup. You get 1 point for correctly just choosing the winner, and if you do the exact score, we'll give you an extra half point per matchup that you do that. At the end, top three people get paid out at the end of the regular season. This is all going to be run on a separate Discord, so it's not cluttered with the main Discord. With your picks and everything, it'll be easier for me to organize. The link to this Discord will be in the description below on our Merc Academy Discord and the announcements and introduction tab. Please sign up and get your week one picks in before the first week. And yeah, let's have some fun with this. Get some community involved. If you have any questions, DM me. My IGN is DP Fifi in both in game and on the Discord. All right, so big thing that we're here for today is how am I going to evaluate all 22 of these teams? All right, so I got 5 categories for you, and I'll be pretty vocal with each player that we have listed on this doc. I want everyone to be a little bit included, so I'm going to click in to a few accounts. Some of them I might not click into. I might already know some players and stuff. There's a lot of returners, a lot of people everybody already knows and stuff. But yeah, just sit back and enjoy the show. Let me show you guys. It's in Canva, whatever. It's just because I could type in this one. We don't really have our logos quite yet from all of you guys, and I wanted to get this content out to you guys pretty fast. I've been stoked to do this for a while, so this is the best we get, but I think it's gonna work. So, all right, let's start. I got 2 of these things up here. I'm gonna use the season 2 doc for anything we'll go back to, past team results or anything. Kind of show you guys who these guys are. We'll start from the top left, go to the right, and travel down. So we're gonna start with Jolly Rogers Calypso's Calamity. This is a first-time team in our league, obviously. Not the first org or not the first team that the org is sent in, obviously, but yeah, they look pretty strong. I'm gonna click into their op.gg right here. I got it pulled up over here. These are their 5 starters. All right. So we have Fusion, top laner. Looks very strong. I love the Camille. If you guys know me personally, when I was playing top lane last split, I love Camille. He will be the plat 4 exception for this team. He is already plat 4. He hit it last season as well. Has a few other picks in his pool that are quite interesting, quite volatile. I could see this guy as a pure carry as his kind of play style. So excited to see what he can kind of bring to the table. One of the better top laners in the league, I think, and that's going to be right off the bat. You guys see him right there. All right, and then we'll go to their jungler. We have Karma Hates You. I don't know this guy. He's in the Jolly Rogers org. Doesn't play like a ton of ranked, but he does have the amount of games that we have required. The account's legit. It's like 400 or something like that. Doesn't really play jungle. I'm not really sure. Not the biggest fan of this pick here, but I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to see what this team can do with Karma at the helm of the jungle. All right, we'll go to mid. We have Liar. I'm not really too familiar with Liar. He's got good KDAs, some good win rates on some of his better champs. Plays a lot of champions, it looks like. Hasn't finished silver or above silver in a while, but yeah, he appears to be strong or a big KDA player. Who knows? Um, we'll see if he can kind of be the carry this team needs. Definitely these two champs way in Azir. Some of his best throughout the seasons, it appears. So excited to see those and how other teams will draft around him. Next up, we have, I believe, K Dash is their ADC. I could look, actually. Oh no, K Dash is their jungler. Haha, ignore everything I just said. Anyways, this makes more sense now. This is their AD carry. I don't know why he has jungle games right here. Whatever. All right, yeah, there's jungle games right here. Perfectly fine. Big Belveth guy, it looks like. Some Xin Zhao in there. Kind of standard. Pretty big fighter guy. Play some Wukong. Yeah, I like this pool. This makes way more sense. And then, yeah, Karma playing AD carry. Yeah, I like it a lot better now. Okay, that's going to change the whole entire opinion on what I just said. All right, and then Reximus, we have at support. I love this pool as well. I'm not sure if this is Elise support. I could go in and check, but I'm trying to cut this video down a little bit. But yeah, he plays a lot of pretty much anything, and they're all solid champs. So this team overall, what I'm going to do with them when I evaluated them, I gave them kind of this. I think they're good. I think they're going to be good. I think they could potentially win, potentially, but I also could see them at the bottom as well, or like in this playoff bubble range. I'm gonna put them in this middle because I could see it going either way. Really depends how either their laners perform, and then their bot lane. Um, so we'll have to see on this team. I'm not too familiar with them comparatively to other teams, but yeah, that's Jolly Rogers Calypso's Calamity. We're going to go to Dropping Point Knights, one of my org's teams. Okay. I got the sub listed in here as well. Kimchi right here. We'll go over him real quick. Mainly an ADC player. Yeah, he's going to fill in whenever this squad needs anything. So, all right, let's go on to the top laner, which is going to be Ace. Ace plays a lot of very aggro things. He's big Yone, Akali, Aatrox player. I see he's picking up some Cassante this season too. It's going to be really interesting. He's normally a pretty good gold player. We've had him around last two, or I believe, yeah, the last two seasons. He was on a championship team. He fell just short in the season one, and last season kind of fizzled out in the middle of the season due to some VP problems. Yeah, this is Ace, and he's pretty solid. He's going to be one of the, I would say, the better half of the top laners, even if his rank is only silver two. He's definitely a gold top laner. Just needs the games and to stop screwing around with new things, maybe. But yeah, we'll go to the jungler. Jimmy. Jimmy's been a rock. I know Jimmy. He's a big Viego player, but he also has a pretty big pool. He can kind of play anything. He'll surprise you with pretty much anything, as you can tell. Like he's going to play Viego in a lot of these seasons. That's really all you kind of see. This one being the big one, obviously. Again, he's pretty good gold player in solo queue on that Viego, something that gets banned quite often from him. So, but yeah, he looks like he's going to branch out a little bit more this season with some more picks. So, yeah, we'll see what he brings to the table. And then they've got Spartan, who I believe is their plat exception player, Spartan. So he plays, looks like he's a big mage player, some Galio. I always love to see that out of your mid laner and stuff. Big Syndra player. This is a huge Syndra player. Okay. All right. Yeah. He's going to be a pretty solid player for them. Probably a pretty good big carry for him. And then we got Lurka, who's gold 1, the highest ranked currently on their team. And he's going to play AD carry. Looks like he had some stints playing mid lane and stuff. Uh, but yeah, he's peaking right now, and no reason to think that he won't carry this kind of success that he's had on ADC this season into this league. This is definitely a pretty strong team on paper so far, and we still have their support, Chaz. This might be the weakest part of their team, um, but it's still not bad. You know, bronze 2, bronze player, whatever. He doesn't need to do a lot when you have, 3 rocks, 4 rocks up here. He just needs to be consistent, is what you would say. Utility player. Just don't lose the game for your team. I will recheck his games another time. I'm not sure. That looks a little low, but I'll make sure. I did count a lot of them today. Brain's a little bit fried from work. I've got a little bit of wine with me. Let's get it out. All right. So that's Dropping Point Knights. I am going to give them. I think they're contenders. I think they have really strong laners, like I showed you, and the bot lane could be really good with Lurka if Lurka just kind of, hey, Chaz, do this. And I believe this is a kind of a friend group, so they've been playing together for a bit. So yeah, this should be good vibes, and they've had some good turnouts in the past. Jimmy was on that same teams as Ace and everything, so now they brought their buddies, and they're gonna try to run it back here. So that is DPK Dropping Point Knights. All right, let's move on. Who do we got next? Agra Parambe. They made their debut last season, so this is the first team that we've had like by name and everything come back so far in this list. There's more, obviously. Um, they have a pretty strong roster. They did pretty well last year. They were in the weaker division of the West, but they did finish and go to the playoffs. Um, didn't do the greatest in the playoffs, first round bye or a first round exit, but it wasn't really expected that they would do a ton. But I think they did overperform their overall. What's the word? You know, they did better than I think they expected to, and they definitely did a lot better than I expected them as well to do. But yeah, they have pretty much the same roster running it back. The only difference is their top laner, which is going to be Hemo, who was on another team last year that was pretty good. Stanos well, Manta Rays. He's a great top laner. I know there's a lot of mid games on here. I think he was training to be a mid on another team, but I don't think that quite worked out for him. So he's going back to top lane, as you can kind of see a few of these games. Uh, he's a big Ornn guy. He's pretty solid. He might not look like it, but this guy's a rock up there. So now we'll go to Briar. Briar had an iffy, I would say, last season. Wasn't the greatest statistically, but whenever you put him on something a little bit more utility based and everything, they had some pop off and Moo Moo games, pop off Maokai games. They know how to make plays happen for their teams. But it is a little scary whenever they get on these fighters. But yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a bounce back year for them, and they're going to try to get, at least a playoff win here. It's always you got to do better than you did the previous season. Why not? Why not us? Right? That's the mentality you got to have. And then we got Ag, don't eat bees. This guy was getting MVP votes last season. Big reason why this team was very dominant. Started as their top laner, had some few dominant games there. Switched over to mid lane, less dominant, but still very good. I believe he might have won in the top 3 of the award. He might have been snubbed a little bit, might have been the 4th place. I'm not quite sure. Overall, great player though. Yeah, he's pretty much a big mage player. He does play top, like I said, and we do have that top and mid can swab whenever type of rule. So we might see that if people don't respect it, because these guys both play mid and top fairly well. So it's one thing that this other teams are going to have to prepare for and draft. So and then we have Ag Major. He's the team captain of this team. Um, I thought of him as like a solid middle of the road kind of 80 carry last year with some upside. He had some good moments and everything. I think a lot of the times when they were kind of getting either rolled or they were rolling people. So and they were in a lot of close series that they probably shouldn't have like lost, and that kind of changed the course of their season a bit. They could have got a better seeding, a better matchup. But yeah, they are solid. Play a couple 80 carries here and there, as you can see. Uh, Not easy to ban out. Looks like they're gonna be a big Jinx main who isn't nowadays, right? And then we got Perfect Build. Hasn't played a lot this season, but is a pretty good silver player. Um, I would be. I'm cautious to put him. I think he's on the middle tier. He does tend to maybe not perform as well. I like the biggest part of this team is definitely in their lanes, but their ball lane definitely can pop off, and I've seen Major do that, but it's more rare, and it's more likely that their lanes are going to win them the games. So we'll see how that changes. Maybe they got better with their synergy and everything like that. But yeah, good Thresh player nonetheless. But yeah, that is Agrip Harambe. They might have had a sub here. Yeah, they got a few subs. Emperor Bareth, Germrat. They both played a few times last year. Um, they're nothing crazy to look at here. Very similar to the rest of the squad. Um, we're only called upon like once or twice. Now we got White Lotus Wisteria. Now this name is a returning team name, but it's only with two of their five members. They were a top four team. They were pretty good, pretty great. They were coached really well by Yuji. And you can tell that they have a couple teams in here. Um, yeah, Yuji and Velos, they do a great job of coaching all of these teams, and they really pleasantly surprised me last year. They were a sleeper pick of mine, but I still rated them a little low. And boy, oh boy, when they came out and they were undefeated until they ran into the eventual champions, that was a crazy run for them, and they proved their mettle throughout the season. But yeah, they're gonna reload here. Let's take a look at their roster. Starting with their top laner, it's going to be Westbound ASAP. Looks like a big, more of a tank player, with some Mordekaiser in there. I think that's kind of what this team needs. As someone who's not going to run it, someone who's going to be useful. Looks like he's trying to pick up the Kasante. I've been there. This is the exact thing. I've been there. Um, but yeah, nothing crazy on him, but I think he'll be okay, solid in the grand scheme of things. I don't think he's going to be the main character of this team. Same with Soren. Soren, great player from last season. Played really well on his Amumu, and I think he's a pretty big vibe player. It's not like a ton of games that he plays. He's kind of one of those guys who barely get the amount. But yeah, he does play quite a bit of stuff. More of a utility guy will play, and he'll surprise you every once in a while. So pretty solid jungler there. And their mid laner, they're new. Um, Not sure about this guy. I don't know who he is, or they, I guess. Looks like they can play a decent amount of champs here. We'll see how well they can do on these champs. Looks like a lot of like mages and hard, scaling up and 1v9 champs, which is I think is what this team kind of needs. I don't think they're top. They're not going to win like that through top lane. Jungle doesn't really play those kind of champions either, for the most part. It's going to be through their mid and bot lane like they did last season. So, speaking of the bot lane, Momo's replacement here, Yuri's in Paris. Okay. So, got a few 80 carry picks here. I like it. I mean, you play Corky, Caitlyn. It's a really good kind of a meta slave, but it's okay. It's all right. That's everybody is, dude. I'm like a Lilia one trick. We'll get there. I'm in this tournament, by the way, so I'll flame myself. Don't worry, we'll get there. All right, but yeah, solid stuff right here. Um, Silver bronze player, nothing crazy, but well, some people played a lot different in comp, and I think this team's going to be a pleasant surprise of how they perform. We also have their big money maker support, and he also plays support. Yeah, they kind of play everything. This is their plat exception, and yeah, they're really good. They were definitely one of the best supports last season. I think they did get in the top three, so they did get an award for last season. So they're running it back with Soren, and yeah, they're gonna look to and break it through that top four. Um, yeah, I think this team. I did rate them into the playoff bubble team just because of the competition being a little bit better this time around. And I will go back and do the other teams because I forgot about them. So we had, I think it was just AGRH. So Agra Parambe, I did put as well into the good. I did like their acquisition of Hemo. So this was a really good pickup, and I think it's a good spot for them. I think they make playoffs. I'm not sure if they'll win a series, but I think they make playoffs. All right. Next team on my list, White Lotus Black Rose. I know this team's going through a bit of some roster rebuild, but I know that these four I think are good to go. I think they're going to be for sure on the day one roster. Um, I did scrim against this team not too long ago. We were doing some tryouts, so and they were bad. Definitely a little bit. They weren't as coordinated because they're all trying out. Momo he's coming off being an 80 carry. I don't know how you get 14% with Maokai, but or Malphite, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, he's phenomenal 80 carry. Um, so we'll see if he stays up there or if Musi has any top lane in him. Doesn't look like it, but Momo still played pretty well in the scrim. Um, like I said, people play differently in solo queue. Can't really like 31% happens. Unfortunate. But yeah, no, Momo's really good. He'll be a rock up there. I trust them after seeing them in action. Um, I think their jungler is the only thing that they're kind of working on right now. Yep. So we'll go to their mid lane. It's Malbithus. Plays a lot of mages. Nothing too crazy. He loves that Vigar. I do remember that. So something to look out for whenever you guys play against this team. But yeah, he solid. I don't know who necessarily is going to carry this team. That's my only kind of complaint about it at the current moment. I wonder if they'll bring in a more supportive jungler or if they're going to try to get like maybe a guy who can carry a little bit more. Maybe play like, I don't know, like Lilia, Viego, stuff that can get you going early. We had a MVP was playing Wukong all year, Bazanski on Rad Tactics. So, yeah, so now we'll go to mathematics. Matix. If I butcher your name, sorry. We'll get it eventually. All right. But yeah, here's some 80 carries. Nothing too crazy. He plays Ash, MF, and Jinx. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty consistent throughout every season. So nothing too crazy. Standard 80 carry. It's been gold. So we'll see how they work out. And like we said, I think the strength of this team is Yuji and Velos' coaching. Um, they were not there when we scrimmed them, so we don't know. We don't know the difference. So let's see this team. I think this team could be better as the year goes along type of team. They might slow start, but we'll see how they do down the line. Last but not least is Musi, the support. Um, kind of plays everything. Uh, some interesting picks. More enchanter based, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but yeah, nothing crazy about Musi. But they're there. They're solid. They'll push their buttons. They'll do great. So yeah. Let's see how they do in the middle of the season. I gave this team a 4. So when I say 4, it's going to be the playoff bubble. So they're going to be right next to the other White Lotus team that I already went at. And then now we're going to go on to Rat Tactics. So Rat Tactics, very good team from last split. They were very good in season 2. Coin flip was a first team all pro I think last season. Bazansky was second in MVP voting. Zelmak was always solid. He had a few votes, probably fourth or fifth on the all pro. They had Mistborn here last season at the 80 carry roll. Same with him, fourth or fifth. Mashy, incredible of a support. So all around, this team's really good. Let's pull up their op.ggs real quick. Kind of take a look. Big thing, their jungler Pazanski, nightmare on Wukong. Nightmare on Wukong. I thought he was just going to kind of come in and play a lot of Echo. No, this dude is cracked as shit on Wukong. Ban this. Ban this. It is, yes, ban this. Don't ego it. Just ban. But yeah, it looks like he's getting into stuff like Lilia and Diana, stuff we didn't really see him play last season. He did play the Gwen. Yeah, he's going to be scary again. He's going to be a big part of this team's resurgence. He's also Gold 1. Zelmax up in Gold 1. And they also have their Plat Ford Exception, who's one game away, I guess, from promoting into the Plat 3. So, yeah. So that's Bazansky. We'll go over their top laner. Rat Tactics Coin Flip. He's not flashy with the ranks. And a lot of these players are really not going to be. But he was really good last year. They pleasantly surprised because I've played this against this guy in the past. He's also one of our admins, if you guys didn't know. I played against this guy. Tremendous improvement. He was dogging on some kids last season, and he held his own against some pretty good guys last season. Did what he needed to do to win games, and he really perfected his craft. Like I loved seeing him play like Gnar and Cassante. Very versatile. He's not afraid to lock in anything. He'll go tank. He'll go the Gnar. He'll go the Mordekaiser. It doesn't matter. So yeah, they have a fun time drafting with this team. So yeah, moving on to the mid laner Zelmak. So Zelmak, not very hard to read in terms of what he's going to pick. He mainly just plays these 4 champions. And you could probably say for the most part in this exact order, he will play them. So if you ban Swain, he will probably go on Vel'Koz. If you ban both of these, he'll go on the Malzahar. I've seen him go on Nivea over this, so I'm a little surprised. Let's see if it gets a little bit better. Yeah, yeah, more of a Nivea in the past. So not in love with Nivea right now, but doesn't matter. Um, yeah, it easily can get banned out. He's a big AP guy. I don't know if he has any AD in his pool, but it doesn't really stop him. And it's a scary pool nonetheless. The Swain's super scary. The Anivia is really good. I've seen the Vel'Koz pop off. I think the Malzahar, I think it's just a bad champ, personally, but I wouldn't ban it. The Anivia, though, I think is the most scary out of all of them. But yeah, he's solid. Really good at times for this team. Definitely helped in the push for winning a lot of games, which they did. They won a lot of games, and I can kind of reference that in here. I see Rat Tactics 8-1 right here, and then you see the playoff picture. They did get 3-0'd, but they made it the championship, which is better than a lot of people could say. So, yeah, that's Zelmak, good guy as well. So, all right, moving on to the ADC. I'm not familiar with this guy. I was kind of prepared to do Mistborn for my kind of evaluation, but he plays a lot of fucking League. Okay, wow. Big Caitlyn Zeri guy. Some Jinx in there. Yeah, he'll be good. Big Zeri, I guess he's a Zeri one trick. I should see that as his name. Or not a one trick, but big Zeri fan. Getting some Varus in there as well. Very versatile guy, it seems. So this guy should be pretty good, along with Mistborn. So Mistborn is still on the roster as a sub. They're both plat exceptions, so the only one of them could play at a time, but they're both AD carries. So if one of them can't make it, the other one just tags in. There it is. I like that. Worth mentioning as well, Jay Smoothie, great sub. This guy, I've seen him sub in like 3 different positions, and he's popped off each and every time. So Jay Smoothie, congrats to you, bro. Really good sub. Probably the best in the whole league, to be honest. All right. And then we'll go to the last but not least support, Mashy Sauce, one of my favorite supports from last season. And yes, all these guys played last season besides the Lazarifim, whatever name. Like I said, sorry if I butcher it. Um, these are all returnings from the championship squad. I think we have a little bit more competition overall this year, and guys will kind of see that as we get through this list. But yeah, Mashy definitely will be one of the best supports in this league. Top 5 for sure, without a doubt. Um, the rank might not show it, but this guy's damn good. I'll tell you. A lot of Amumu support, which is interesting. Amumu is busted right now. Makes sense. Yeah, but can kind of play anything. Seen him make a lot of plays and a lot of different champions. So big, big part of this whole rat tactics. They can kind of win from any lane is the beautiful part of this team. And then if someone's falling behind, Pizanski just carries everything on the monkey. That's pretty much how this team works, and it's fun to see. But yeah, that is Rat Tactics. I do have them up in the favorites category. You can't not rank a team that just made a championship in the most recent thing. It was running it completely back and has these kind of rankings and stuff. They've got to be one of the favorites, easily in my mind. So now next up, let's go over White Lotus Azalea. Again, whatever with the name. All right. I'll get it eventually. Here they are, though. See if they have any subs worth mentioning here real quick. Cammy, I don't really know too much to comment on. I don't know really much about Blair, so I'm not going to say a lot. Sure, they're great players. The majority of this team is gold, though. You like to see that. We did have some people from. This was a lot of the. This is 2 of the people that were on the White Lotus Wisteria team last season that were huge in them getting to. They won this first round, lost in the best of 5 to RT, but that I mean like they were this one game away from a championship berth. And Renegade, he's probably the most dangerous on this team if I had to guess. Yeah, it looks like they have upgraded around him quite substantially throughout like everything. Um, but I still think Ray's going to be the best on this team. Uh, but yeah, because he plays very well. He's not going to have like insane solo queue stats, but this guy, when it's tournament play, comp play, you can't take it for granted. I think he was second, or he was either second or third on the All Pro last season, right behind the MVP who was Prison Mike. So he very good laner, very good mid laner. So yeah, that is kind of the highlight of their team. Hestika kind of came on later on. They had to replace a top laner halfway through the season, and Hestika filled that role really well for them. Very diverse player, kind of weak sidey, which is kind of what this team really needed because Ray's going to carry. They had a good ADC, which it looks like they have another pretty phenomenal AD carry coming back, who's going to be their plan exception player. And then they've got a gold 2 support, which more the merrier for this AD carry, am I right? So this should be a really good bot lane to watch. Hestika doesn't really have to do anything besides his job. And yeah. Last but not least is Lullaby of WoW or Woe. Don't know who this is, but gold player every year playing on roll, maybe? Looks like they kind of always play jungle. Not necessarily a jungle main until this season, maybe, but I believe that they'll be pretty good. As good as Soren was last year for White Lotus, there was times where maybe there was some mistakes that were made and some costing of the game. You can kind of bring up the JRGC series, so maybe this will help a little bit. Like I said, I think this is an entirely new, upgraded roster. I think the only thing that might actually be worse is K, which is their plat exception for Momo. So I'm excited for this team to kind of come back. It's the last White Lotus team what we have. This is the last. They have this is to be the third now, and I'm going to put them in the contender category, um, because I think they're really versatile wherever they can carry. The same way with Rat Tactics, and I think they have a better coach, or at least it's close. But like just the style of play that White Lotus will play is very different than a lot of traditional teams, and you guys will just kind of have to wait and see how that kind of happens. I'm sure they don't want to give don't want me to give away anything too much. So yeah, this team is scary, very very scary, and they're going to take up that other contender spot. So White Lotus Azalea, I believe. Okay, let's go on here to AIE Dynasty. And I know you guys see a lot of this dark or this like teal color. Yes, that is the plat exception. So you see those two that are in the sub spot. They can roster them, but they cannot play more than just one of them at a time. That is the clarification on that rule. Anyways, so they have great subs, as you can see. Two plat player subs. Great. They're prepared if anybody misses a game. Let's go check in on these starters. Okay, so we'll start with the top laner. I believe I think it's Wagons. Yeah, playing some jungle, whatever. Casually running it down on Camille, but it's fine. Ooh, this Rise top. Interesting. Not It's not really being successful in solo queue, but maybe something we'll see in. I like that. Okay, this guy's got an interesting champ pool. Yeah, this guy will be interesting to watch. He'll be boom or bust, I think, in this league. We'll see. He dies a lot, it looks like, but let's try it, man. This guy looks fun. He looks like he's having a great time. Anyways, let's see their plat exception player that they have on the roster. It's going to be Frost. So Frost is going to be their jungler. I know this guy. His name is, I used to call him Goreclaw back in the day. Zenigma was the org that I met him through. Wasn't a jungler back then. Looks like he's kind of made. I think he was a top laner. But yeah, he looks like he's kind of made the transition. Looks like he's been playing it for a few splits. So he's a big Lilia guy. So props to you. Same with like Talia. Yeah, he's got a good pool. Um, Probably makes for pretty good decisions. I don't know who he's playing this season, but whatever gets you to climb, guys. I guess. Yeah. So that's Frost. He's a pretty good player. They got Shire next. So Shire, even though he played last year on Santos Swell, and even though he didn't make it through the whole season because of some like roster kind of turmoil, he still got an insane amount of All Pro votes. I think he was fourth or fifth. Well, and he only played like he probably played like 3 or 4 games less. Like, he was nuts. It looks like he's transferring over to mid lane. He was support. So let's see. I don't love the Malzahar, but hey, if it floats your boat, man. Um, the ranks aren't like insane, but he's like gold 3 right now, which is actually pretty good for right now in this league. We're in a gold league, right? This is great. So yeah, he's been bouncing around tons of different positions. Excited to see what he can do mid lane. He's a smart player, so I've only heard good things about Shire. So yeah, this should be good. Destro, I played with Destro a few times. We've tried out before together. Big Jinx guy, as you can tell. Yeah, it only gets worse, I think. Yeah. What is this one? How smaller? All right. Yeah, he plays Jinx. But he also can play these other champs too. Don't get that fooled. You know, you got these guys. He plays a lot of comp. You can tell. Probably on multiple teams as well. So he's going to be capable enough to take his team over the finish line when given the resources, especially from such a good team that's around him. Like this is a solid team right here so far from what I've been kind of seeing here. And I haven't even gotten to their support yet. Excalibur. He's not ranked yet this season. It's fine. Is a support main. Has a lot of games from last season. Looks like the pool's there. Yeah, we'll see how this does. It looks all good though. Nothing really too much to go off of. I don't know this guy. Um, but he should be a good complement to Destro. Looks like he would be a gold player if he was playing a little bit more. Yeah, he's 3-0 on the year, having a good start to the split. Whenever you want to start, it's a little bit longer this time. So yeah, there it is. With this is AIE Dynasty, and I'm gonna place them right here in the contender spot. I think they're good. Um, can they beat RT and WLA? I think so. Could they lose to JRCC and AG? Yeah. So they're contenders, but they also have to show, hey, like, show up with your ranks and stuff. This is one of the more buffed up ranks, ranked up teams that we have. So yeah, should be fun to watch this team. They should be pretty decent. I don't see a world where they're going to miss playoffs, but they could. We'll see. But yeah, I think at worst they're at a good level. You know, so let's move on to Valhalla Valkyries. Okay, I know a few people on this team. I've played with X Havoc, their support, before, and I've also played, or I haven't played with Tomorrow, but he was in the league last year, along with Gameaholic, Red Face Beast. I don't know who their sub is, Sleepy. Cheesecake, I think, brought him in, leader of this little band of misfits right here. But yeah, let's pull up their op.gg. I believe it's right here. For this one, I'm going to start with support. So I know Havoc pretty well. Played multiple times with him. He's played a few times on my org and another org that I had under a different name. He's been around for the while. So he's a good solid player. Can actually play some decent mid lane as well. So this guy's sneaky good, even though it's not going to show in his ranks or anything. He's also a grinder, plays a lot of games every season. It is what it is. But yeah, he knows what he's doing on all these champions. I know he'll hold it down. And he'll allow you to carry. That's the best thing that he does is he will help you carry the game, which in turn I guess is carrying. But when you're a support. Anyways, so we'll go to the 80 carry. Red Face Beast was playing jungle last season. Looks like he's still kind of playing some jungle. Not the best, so I get why he switched over. Um, yeah, ADC's freaking busted. Yeah, I can see. I can see the appeal. Also, a very big grinder. It's been bronze for a while here, so nothing crazy from Red Beast. I know he played pretty okay on Elysian Beach House last season. So, boomer bust, I would say. Uh, Nothing really more to say, really. I'm excited to see if anything's going to change. He was, like I said, he was playing jungle, so let's see him at 80 carry here. And then the captain, Cheesecake. Looks like a bronze iron player. Not the best look, but our Champo looks kind of solid. Kind of cooks. These top four, at least. All right. Yeah. Having a good season on those as well. So this team plays a lot of games, by the way. This is I think this is probably the like out of all five of their teammates, this is probably like the best. Like they're all grinding solo queue. Regardless of rank, you gotta respect the hustle here. These guys play the game a lot. Um but yeah, Cheesecake, you have a great pool. Excited to see what you do. Um I'll see you in the captain's chat. So let's chat sometime. I don't think I've met you before. I've been mainly talking to Tomorrow. Anyways, Gameaholic bounced around. He was on Hyperion uh, for last split. He bounced around a few positions, didn't really work out, ended up being a sub. I think he may even not even been on the roster at the end of it. Anyways, but he's back. He's on a comeback revenge tour. A lot of games. All right. Um, yeah, we have some jungle history in here. I like it. The pool, pretty simple. Looks like a lot of just, simple stuff, very useful stuff. Big picture R stuff, You got the Maokai, you got the Nocturne, you got the Diana. Sejuani to start the shit. So I like it. I'm excited to see how his game changes around this new team. And last but not least, we have the top laner Tomorrow. Definitely their best player, not even in a cap. Um, and it's not because of rank either. He impressed at times last season. Played on, I believe it was Beach House, and he didn't look bad, not at all. I think he had an early exit there due to whatever. Uh, they had some stuff going on last year. I don't know, but it's coming back with a vengeance. A lot of Jace, a lot of Aatrox, a lot of Mbessa. It's a scary trio. Probably a tank Jace abuser, bad, but hey, we're here. He's got a good champ pool. He can carry with this. They can win some games. We'll see who else contributes to this, and we'll see how good this team ends up actually being. I'm gonna give them, unfortunately, I'm gonna give them a bubble, playoff bubble. I think I need to see more. I saw a lot of it's like I said, it's kind of a band of misfits a little bit. You got a lot of people that kind of came off of another team and everyone's kind of fresh and they didn't make it through the whole season. Now they're all together. They got something in common, and I think they're all gonna have maybe a little bit of a revenge tour. They vibe probably with each other, hopefully. So that's always the most important thing. They could definitely be a surprising team at the end of the day. Like I said, IBSG, anything can happen. It's not about rank. Bronze players are great all the time. Like I showed Ray earlier. Liar looks like he's solid. It just happens out of nowhere. Trust me. And I guarantee we'll be surprised a lot this year. Moving on to coachless tyranny. Tyranny. Don't know how to say that word. Anyways, I know Rocky. I saw Downfall play last season. Don't know the rest. Apparently, a lot of people know this name. I don't. Not around that much. They got a coach, Bickle. Downfall played top lane last season for him. Let's pull up that OPG if we can. It's not screwed up. Perfect. Okay, so my only concern with this team, I know Rocky is more of a support player, which is weird. Like he's a big conduit. I mostly know him from Conduit, which is another org. They played in LXC pretty extensively, I think, and a couple other leagues, and like BOL. He is a support player, so I'm interested to see how he does in the jungle. Didn't think this would be kind of his go-to per se, but I'm here for it. Let's see what you offer, Rocky, and you might be the difference maker. They've got two unranked teams, not a team that plays a lot of solo queue, which at the end of the day might matter. Um, how adjusted are you to this new season, everybody? Like, are we playing a lot of games? Are we not playing a lot of games? That's the big money question. All right, so we'll go to their top laner real quick. Looks like a lot of Urgot. Looks like a lot of weak side. Like to see that little weak side warrior with the Malphite. Due to your top, you are a sinner. Alrighty. Yeah, that is due to your top. That's scary. That's scary, guys. Yeah, he's got a scary pool. Doesn't have a ton of games, like I said, but silver one on this little amount of games. Like he's a gold player. He's a gold player. Doesn't need to play a ton, but he's got the games for the league. Been checking. Did this team not too long ago. Yeah, they should be fine. Um, and then yeah, we've been over Rocky. Like I said, I don't know how he's gonna move from support to jungle. We'll have to find out. And we'll jump over to, I think their mid laner is this Chung guy. Yeah, it is. So Chung Myung, I think he's on roll. That's good. Because not a lot of people, they need more people on roll. Yeah, he's been a mid laner for a while. Cool. Doesn't play a lot of games. I think he's barely got the games. I'll have to go and we'll go recount some of these. But I think they do. I've been counting them on the spot. But anyways, looking at like this, like sketches me out. But it's probably a guy who has like 40 of these down the line. One champion every time or two games of 40 different champs probably. Anyways, downfall. Playing ADC this season. Broken roll. I get it. He was playing a lot of top lane last year. Here it is. And AD carry. So okay, he's a little bit of both. He's a versatile guy. I like it. He put out on 80 on top lane last season. He was on Ag, um, and he had some impressive performances in a few of those matches. And I think he could have been a really good top laner in this league. I would have said he would have been top half. 80 carry, I have no clue. So we'll have to see how this team's been just a mystery so far to me. Um, yeah, not much else to say about Downfall. Let's just have to wait and see. Romeo, don't know a ton about Romeo. I feel like there's a lot of Romeos. I don't know if I've seen this guy or played with this guy. They're on roll. They look solid. Champ pool there. Looks like they play a lot of games, or at least more than their teammates um, in years past. So let's see how this team kind of comes together. Like I said, this is an old name, I guess, and I don't know if these are like the same five running it back from the old days or not, but let's see. Let's find out. It's the beauty of IBSG, guys. The beauty. Anyways, I put them right here. I will rearrange these at the end because I do want to like go through each of these teams and kind of say like, oh, is AIE better than DPK? Ag over JRCC. I'll do that at the end. I just want to get all the teams out there first. But for right now, we have CLT is going to be their abbreviation. And I put them in the playoff bubble spot. I don't know. This is a big question mark team. This could be a really good team or not so great team. We don't know. They're a little high ranked with low games, which is generally a decent side. They're decent players, but I digress. All right. Elegy. I know Astrid is on this team. Pretty much all I know. So let's go into this. He did screw up the link with his stupid freaking name, I will say. So give me a second to try to fix this bad boy. Okay. Hang on 1 second, guys. This guy's gonna have a name change as well. I think it's ELG. Okay. Then I gotta fix Hein's name up. This is Astrid. Oh no. Harmonics. Ah, he's got a C. Alright. Fixed it. So, actually a decently fairly high ranked team on paper. You know, Silver's kind of baseline here. bronze one, not too far off from the silver benchmark. They also have one of their heavy hitters in the plat forward department, so that's always nice to have. um, and especially since Ashford's definitely a gold player. Um, so he's a very good player. I don't know any of these other guys, but I do know Ashford. He'll bring good vibes to this team, and we'll see how they play. Ashford will be going, it looks like, to mid lane, which is nice. Okay. I've mostly known him as an AD carry, so it looks like he kind of bounces around. See how he plays in that role. The ADC that they have for him, which I mean, they're a platform and they do play a lot of ADC, so I don't blame them. Yeah, they play all the ADCs here. Yeah, a lot of games. Probably pretty capable of carrying the game when they give them the resources here. So, and they've got a nice support. It's probably one of the better bot lane duos we've actually seen thus far, ranked wise. And yeah, this pool is pretty nasty as well. I like it. This bot lane will be dangerous. Astrid will be dangerous. Now, yeah, that is their bot lane. Okay, so Shade. So jungler. Don't love the pool. I really don't. Lily is nice. But yeah, Shaco main, Nocturne. Nocturne's on a great spot this season. We'll have to see. This might be actually a Nocturne reference. No idea. Uh, yeah, nothing too crazy with this guy. They probably have to play for more of these three. And then their top laner looks like a big weak side player who plays also Jax, which is nice to have in your back pocket. Malzahar, gross. Yeah, I can't say much about this jungle top duo, but I think as long as they don't actively ruin the game for these other three, I think this team's going to be solid. I did give them in the playoff bubble spot as well. There's a lot of these right here in the bulk that I got. This is just the order that I got the applications, so no particular order. But I would put, and I will at the end, I would put them towards the front. I think they're going to be solid. They're honestly probably more like a 3.5, like right here. So yeah, we'll see. This team, a lot of mystery. They do play a decent amount too. I like to see that. Like to see a lot of solo queue games. They know what's going on. Let's move on to Merc Gulag. This is a Blood Merc team. Let's go. All right. He's brought another team. This will be the third year in a row that Merc has been in the league. This is nice. Should have went over that. All these guys are new. Like I said, all four of those teams we just went through. But Merc Gulag will be the third iteration of a market team that's coming in. So let's go check them out. I know a lot of these guys on these teams. They're very familiar team, and I kind of like what they did. This is definitely a very strong team on paper. 3 gold players, almost gold, and Spaghetti won season 1. Fun fact: he was as a mid laner, but he was a very supportive mid laner, a very like big Galio Lissandra guy. So I think that playstyle can carry over easily to support. Looks like he's putting in the time. Yeah, you can see the Galio, the brand, everything right here. Just putting in the time. Gotta respect it. So I like this addition of Thug Spaghetti, and I see why they have him because Say Sorry I think was a sub on that team that won in year 1 because he was Stanos Swell Krakens. He won the championship in season 1, and I think Say Sorry was the backup ADC to that. Now he's a starter. He's a gold player. Really peaking. Had a great season last season. I think he might have gotten snubbed for the All Pro. There were some great 80 carries out there, to be fair to him. But yeah, this should be a nice bot lane duo. Um, yeah, definitely the strongest that Merck's probably had. in their tenure. They haven't performed the best. They had a really like good on paper looking team last year as well that didn't really formulate like midway through the season. But I think this one I think this one's a lot better, honestly, than even the last one. And they've got a lot of stand-up guys too, that I actually know. So yeah, say sorry, great 80 carry. He'll play anything under the sun, bro. He's a good Kog'Maw player too. Plays a lot too. Okay. So yeah, that's their bot lane. They'll be solid. Probably, definitely top 10. Definitely. Um, that maybe top 8, 7. Probably where I'd put them. 7 or 8. All right. So synthetic. This is one of our admins. Synthetic, Big Gwen, man. Big Gwen, man. This never goes through. They are nasty on a few other things though too. Like I noticed, like there's always an Ari ban, there's a Zoe ban. Seen it a few times. They were on Merc's team last year, performed okay for the most part. It was a rough time, but I think they'll have a lot better of a time carrying these games this season with the improved roster all the way around. Oh my god, is Bloodmerk peaking? Hold on. Let's go to Bloodmerk here. Bronze 3. Okay. We're cooking. Normally an iron. I like it. This is great. Maybe this is Merc's year. I like it. He surrounded himself with greatness. And then he's peaking. How does this team lose? You know? He's playing a moo. Like I said, busted. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, Merc. Get the gold. I'm your biggest fan on that one. Yeah, Merc. They'll be okay. Last but not least, their top laner. They are a plat exception. Been plat the last 2 seasons. I will actually click into this account because I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, they've been plat the last three seasons. They've ended it in plat 4. They're perfectly fine. Um, yeah, they're solid. This is definitely their better top laner than they've had the last 2 seasons. Looks like they're going to play very aggressive things. Renekton, Riven, Aatrox, and Akali says, I want to kill you and carry the game. Nothing about this champ pool is safe. So, yeah, they've got they got some guys who can carry all around the board. Say sorry can do it. Synthetic can do it. I think the only worry is, yeah, Merc's going to be pretty much the utility boy. That's what they need him to do. As long as he doesn't ruin the game for everybody else and he plays these tanks, they're going to be just fine. The Wukong, even, great. Excellent. But who else is going to do the dirty work though for him? And I think Spaghetti will do a lot of that. But like between Say Sorry, Synthetic, and Me Like Blood, who is going to maybe take a back role, not maybe be like the carry, but the guy doing the dirty work that's going to win the game. I'm seeing this prio target for you to finish them off. Like who's going to do that for them out of these 3? But yes, all 3 of them I believe can carry. They've got the ranks, they've got the reputation, they've got some winning pedigree behind them now. So Merc's going to be scary. I did give Merc, when I looked at this earlier, and I'm going to hold on it too, I'm going to put him in good. MG right there. Merc Gulag. Oh yeah, congrats, man. It's a good team. I really like how that one built. Okay. Oversoul Oasis. This is Astral's team. Let's pull it up. I know Astral did maybe make a few changes. I don't think there's any changes to the starting lineup, however. So we'll just peep this. Okay. So Astral is AD carry of this team. He is the team captain. He was playing mid last season. Didn't play half bad. Looks like he does play a lot of ADC though, so I can see why he kind of fell back on that since they've got looks like a stronger mid laner coming in who plays just mid lane. I believe they are the um not a plat exception, yeah, because it was season 1. They skipped the season 2, took a break, whatever. But yeah, I like this little swap. This is a good addition. We haven't even gotten to the best player at this point. There's a guy. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, your guys are gonna love watching this team just for this one guy, and the rest of the team is probably great. This is the best team he's probably had put together for him um, in a long time. So let's finish up with Astral here. Astral, I haven't watched a ton on Astral, especially in 80 carry, so I'm not gonna comment too much. But I think he's pretty capable of, pulling this off when the resources are going there. The rank is a little concerning at times, but I don't think he plays a ton of games. I think he's kind of just like the min maxer. He's gonna pay the minimum, which is fine. People don't like solo queue. I think he's gonna be one of those exceptions of hey, I'm not going to grind solo queue because I don't like it, but I'm pretty good at comp. Even though my rank's bad, ignore it. I would say he's probably more of a silver gold player for sure, for sure. This is not a representation of Astral's gameplay. And he had some solid stats last season. I can pull that up real quick. I won't do this to everybody, but let's give it to Astral. Yeah, 4 KDA right here, 4-5 record. It's not bad, He was here. He had a solid. He was doing his job last season, so I'm glad he built this team that's going to hopefully be to his more of his likings and can win a little bit more games here. So yeah, but this is Oversoul Oasis. That is Astral. He's got a good support with them. Looks like they play a lot of good things. They're a gold player for years. This is Garen. I don't know. They're kind of a weird support a little bit. So we'll see how this guy is, but looks like he plays Enchanter when he goes support. Not a bad thing. I think Astro plays a lot of hyper carry. You see the main, you see the Jinx, the Twitch, all makes sense. Yeah. And then we're gonna go on to the mid laner, the Nyx Cat. Big A Soul fan, I can see. We got the Victor, Malzar. Yeah, pretty standard mid pool with this elo for sure. Big Malzar player. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Malzahar, but control mages are strong, especially in a competitive environment. I like it. Send them. Let's do it. See how they group in everything. So let's get it out there. Here's Kappa. This is the guy I was talking about. This will be your entertainment. Just draft alone for Kappa. Oh man, is he gonna play Shen? Is he gonna play Shaco? Is he gonna play the Gragas? No, because that's gonna be bad. Ban his Gragas. Yeah, he's a really good jungler. Can kind of play anything under the sun. A little bit of ADHD when in champions, like, oh, I don't know if I haven't played this champion in a while. Let's just do it, So we'll see how this team drafts. I think overall is going to be potentially a struggle. I don't know if they have a coach. They might. I don't know anything about this, but they look solid on paper. Definitely one of the more juicier teams. Especially these are like higher silver players that are former like Nyx is former plat. I don't know if Merdalaj, who's our last guy to talk about here, hasn't ever been gold, but you take it, man. You're a top laner. You don't need to do a lot when you got Kappa and the boys and or girls. But yeah, we played a lot of Renekton. Yeah, you definitely don't need. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, these three right here. Yeah, if you can actually play Clud, great. Renekton's great on weak side. Aatrox's great on weak side. But yeah, win rates are high. KDAs are down. He's aggressive. Can I say that? Yeah, this. We'll see how they do. I think it's going to be a lot of draft. I think these guys are very skilled players, but we're gonna have to see how they do their strategies per se. So yeah, good solid team. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give him a 3, but they are gonna be the last. I did say because I was like, this is one of those that I would put if there was a 3.5. Definitely do a 3.5. They would be the last 3 that I would put up here. So I'd put every other 3 that I have on my list above them. So yeah, That is Oversoul Oasis. Optimal Esports Vanguard. I'm going to pick it up a little bit since we're at about an hour here. I know this team pretty decent. There's some familiar names on here. Let's see. Here we go. Start with the guys I know. Traxon, who was a great ADC last year. He's unranked right now. I think he's going to have a little bit of a games issue, potentially. Him and his duo. Okay, they're close. They're close. Never mind. They'll be good for week one. Yeah, he's very good, very nice person. I might say for the first like leading off, but they are a very skilled player at this game. They don't really have a lot of time to play, but like CS very well. They actually won an award last season, and their team didn't even make the playoffs or anything. They were very recognized, very stat heavy. Um, yeah, you see him right here. He put up 71% was the best KP percentage in his role. It's pretty nice. It's pretty high. Yeah, so wherever Traction was, that's the action. So we'll see if that kind of continues. None of these guys are from that team. So he has Helium Bloom as a support. Looks like a big enchanter guy. Whatever. Not, not bad. And then we have Akira. Mid lane. I haven't. I've got really high KDs. Got a lot of champions they play. Doesn't really narrow it down for me. I think they'll be solid. This was a good season for them, even though they finished bronze. But oops. Yeah. All right. Nothing too crazy. They are a little lower on their ranks. That's the one kind of concern because they don't really play a lot. This isn't a team that plays a lot besides Akira. Dude Caleb plays a little bit. Helium's okay, but like they're not playing a lot, you know. And I don't know. Tracks they can carry with the resources for sure, but we don't know if this is going to be an upgrade comparatively to last year quite yet. Time to Clown. I believe he's the captain of this team. He was I think he actually was with Jackson last year. Yes. Okay, so there's some familiarity here. He's a good jungler. He gave Elysian that shot at the playoffs um, that they needed, and they almost got in. Hyperion ended up taking the spot, but like he did everything he could when asked to. Plays more champions than this as well, so this might be a sneaky good team with lower ranks. Then we'll see. We'll see. Dude, Caleb, I've heard of this name. I don't really know where from, to be honest. The stats don't really like wow me or anything. Nothing crazy. He's a gold player. It's nice. They got some consistency there. Definitely their highest rated player. I don't know if it's even their best player, really, but yeah, we'll see what they can do at the top side of the map. But I think Traction will be a pretty big focus point for them in this comp. Maybe like a front to back type of thing. All right. I did give this team, unfortunately, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it. Like I like Traxon being here. I like Time to Clown, but like I'm not really feeling the vibe here. If they have like a good draft or maybe or it might be a team that picks up in the middle of the season, but like I'm not buying that they're gonna be too crazy. I can't put them above any of these teams, so I'm gonna slap them down here. They are the first team down there. Not gonna be the only team down there though. So let's keep on rolling. We are going the wrong way. Okay, Jolly Rogers Ghost here. This is actually my team. So note, I am with dropping point, but I wanted to play with Nas, and he gave me an opportunity, and I'm jungling over here. I'm DP FiFi. I'm only a gold 2 silver or gold 2 scrub. I am the plat 4 of this team. Nasgos is the captain. All three of these guys are better than me, bro. I suck ass. Trust me. Don't ban this. Just Lily is she's dog shit, man. You don't want to ban her. Yeah. Okay. But we got low ranks. I'll say that. we've been scrimming pretty well, and we've actually scrimmed a few of the teams that are in here. I feel pretty good. The only thing we're kind of struggling with right at this very moment is figuring out what ADC we're going to use for the season. Um, Big decision by Dolo and the rest of them. I'm not really too going to be that involved with it. Um, but every ADC we've had, pretty solid. I vibe with all of them. Wouldn't mind any of them. So there's that big question mark of who's going to be this AD carry that we have. The good news is though, JRGC, this exact name, so Jolly Rogers Ghost Crew, is this team's name. They won the championship last year. The only thing about it, Nazgos is the only returner from last season. Nazgos is a gold player. Has been not doesn't play a ton of games on solo queue at least. Um, Big time Renekton guy. You got to fear that thing. Fear the Croc. Ban that, not Lilia. Okay. Same with this Vigar. Uh, I'm just trying to get Lilia, man. All right. Yeah, we've got a former plat though in Grayson. Grayson used to be plat. I don't know what's happened recently. It looks like he took a break, kind of coming back. Looks like he's grinding it back up. Like he was bronze not too long ago. So this is nice to see. I like where we're swinging. Dolo, great support. He did win it in BOL gold in their last split. I did witness that. He beat me in BOL gold finals. Asshole. And Nas was also on that team. But yeah, Grayson wasn't on that team, but like he's good, man. I am these three. I'm telling you, they're gonna be. I'm gonna gas them up a little bit here. I think they're gonna be all at least top 7 of their respective classes. I think we're all gonna be pretty good. We're all able to carry. It's a fun team to play on. We vibe pretty well. So yeah, now enough gas in my own team. Let's get into where I'm gonna personally rank because I'm not biased at all, right? Contender. No. If I had to be honest about it brutally, I would go at JRGC right here. No particular order quite yet. Like I said, I'll go through at the end. But I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be good. I don't know if we could beat these top teams, but I definitely think we can hang with all this. So I'm gonna mark us there. We'll see how it rolls. If I'm wrong, I'm dog shit. Whatever happens. All right. Next one is Rat Tactics Paradox Haze. Okay. Okay. There are a lot of silvers. There's no golds on this team. See, Moby White was gold not too long ago, having a rough split so far. Happens. I've been hearing that a lot from a lot of people actually. Um, but we've got everybody on roll. It looks like here. Random Tom Kench games, but that's about it. Yeah, Gitano, I know from DP, very good player. He way better than this silver 3 and this bronze tags, especially in comp. He's definitely fits the bill for I'm better than my rank would say. Dirt and Worms solid at that as well. Has only gotten better. Wasn't on a great team last year, but this one looks to be a little bit better. And that's just this. That's the situation he had too. Like this isn't going to be. It's a well coordinated team, I think too. They've got a good coach. They prepare pretty well. Moby is their captain. He's one of our content creators as well. He will be um, the support for Dirt and Worms. He's a big Dirt and Worms fan. I was a little bit harsh on Dirt and Worms last season. I kind of rated him a little bit lower just because he wasn't getting he just wasn't getting the time to shine just because of how bad the games were and it's getting snowballed on. He didn't really have a chance. He's being ADC, not able to scale, can't 1v5. The vibes. Everybody does playing this game. It sucks sometimes. Um, Moby is gonna be, I think, a nice what's the word safety net for him and kind of ease him through that process and facilitate him to getting fed. I think Moby can do that. Moby's a big playmaker. Might not always work out, but he's a big playmaker. I think support is his best role. He's playing top lane last season, but yeah, I think support's going to be where he thrives this season. I think it's going to be a comeback arc as well. Same with Katano from DP. We have a lot of returners. Like these three all were there. I think Samurai was a backup for Rat Tactics, the main roster. So we've got a bunch of guys who were here at least at some point last season. Hunter, only new one. Don't know anything about. Was gold. Has some toxic champions in here. Love it. It's all top lane's about, man. Just got to get in your opponent's head. But yeah, that's Rat Tactics' second team, which is going to be called Paradox Haze. I put them. I'm gonna put them at 4, but I think I would put them like towards the front. We'll figure that out at the end. Um, yeah. So there we go. I think they're gonna be a playoff bubble. I don't think they're gonna be bad, but I think they might struggle to get in. That makes sense. I think that's where they're. That's where they're peaked at. Okay. Now we have a pretty familiar org name, TD Phoenix. Thank you for sending us a team toxin. Finally, we've got some names on here. I recognize Crocbot and Hoodie Man. I don't know what that is. Anyways, but yeah, they have a big org name. They're pretty known for being pretty good in almost any team that they're in, tournament that they're in. So I'm excited to see what they've kind of pieced together here. And normally you just take the name for what it is. Like this is going to be a solid team. I'm not buying it though on the eye candy though on the eye test. One of the statistically the lowest ranked teams, they do play a lot, which is a good thing. I'm not necessarily buying that this is the best. Like, is going to be one of those TD teams that like competes at the top. If anything, I think they compete maybe for that players like a playoff spot, like a first round exit, maybe. Like that's like the cap of this team. But I do think they're going to struggle in this league, especially all the competition we've seen so far. Not to be mean or anything. Um, their top laner is pretty impressive, though. I do like this guy. He's a pretty good split pusher. He's been gold for a while, so I know Hoodie. It's pretty a known name. He plays a lot of jungle and stuff, so Hoodie will be really good. Definitely better than this Bronze 2 rank. But like these other guys, Crocbot was pretty cool. I think he played on the Plat team last season. Um, up in Merc, he was solid. He's Chanter. He's gonna do his job. But I don't know anything about Hamel. I don't know anything about Lucifer. I think Hamel's their captain. Big Jinx player, looks like. So, oh yeah, huge player. Okay. It's going to be interesting to see how they adjust. Um, they don't have Jinx, like it's always the low elo fear where it's like, are they really going to be great off of the 1 and 2 champions that they play? But like maybe most teams don't even throw 2 ADC bans. It's already kind of a hassle even throwing one. So we'll see. It's gonna be contested, really contested pick. I can see it was last season as well. Very popular champion among everybody. So yeah, I think this team could surprise me. I've kind of said that about every team, uh, but eventually one's gonna have to bust, and I'm gonna go with this one. If I had to guess, Hoodie's impressive though. I could see Hoodie and Pizza pulling this together. Crockpot, he's doing his job, man. That's all. I don't know who Lucifer is. Is he actually the AD carry? Oh, he's the mid. Okay. See, okay, this isn't mid lane Kaisa. Okay, he does play a little bit more. He plays Yone, some stuff like that. Okay. Like I said, I'm not really seeing a ton, but I'm glad. I'll be like super glad if people, prove me wrong. That's all I'm asking for. I'm just using my eyes, looking at a useless stat sheet. Like, prove me wrong. Um, I yeah, that's pretty much your motivation for this. I'm just trying to put out some content and see what I initially see before even the season started. This is like the preseason kind of content. So let's see how this team pulls together. they could be really good. Like I said, TD is known for being pretty damn good most of the time. So I wouldn't be surprised. But I am going to have to throw the unknown or not feeling it vibe. And that I just noticed that is felling. Nice. You are TDP. Okay. We'll go to the next team, which is going to be AIER. And yeah, 3 gold players are off the rip. One almost scrapping on. I've heard of Sloth King before. Don't know where from. Same with Golden Hammer and Big Water. This could be older names. I did play like a while ago and then took a break, so I don't know. But this team looks kind of tough. I was looking at like other champs and stuff too. Like they they definitely can go together pretty solidly. I don't know how much practice they've had together. They don't have a plat exception even on this team, which is fine. You don't need one because it's all about like the coordination and stuff, especially down here in your comp. Um, this they look scary. They do. Like I'd be scared to do this team. Like Zoe's a nightmare. Aurora's a nightmare. Seraphine's really good. You got Brahmin, Lux, who can always be annoying. Swain's always annoying. Then you keep going down, it's Rel R. And then guess what the Rel the ADC plays? MF. Goes right with all this stuff. The Seraphine and the Rel. They're setting up for each other, and I think they're gonna have a really easy time drafting because they're so diverse and they already play the stuff that's really going to comp and it's really easy to execute. I'm not saying Zoe's easy to execute at all, not what I'm saying, but if this guy actually does play Zoe, it's probably going to be decently easy for him if he actually practices on this champion. And we can go peep that, see if he plays this champion. Yeah, look, got more games right there. So looks like this is a guy who's been playing Zoe for a long time. But yeah, let's move on. I would say this team's up in there in the contender range. So let's do that. Do R and we'll just do D. Give myself more space. So yeah, Dynasty and then Renegade. Um, no order yet. Yeah, this team will be good. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a ton of them. I've heard of them, but their champion pools are really scary. So we'll see what they can do. And who's coaching them? We don't know. Oh, no, we don't. That's another game. But yeah. Okay. Next on the list, very common name that we've had um, past few seasons, Colorado Kid Killers. So they were in season 1, made the playoffs. Colorado Kid Killers combined with DP Hellfire last year, and they did pretty good. I mean, if you go back to the standing, it's right here, 6-3, second in the West. Kind of flopped in the playoffs, not gonna lie. Um, SSMR was really good though, so there's that. They gave it their all. It was a really good season nonetheless. They ended up kind of moving back on to their own, and they're coming back with mostly the same squad. This little, I don't know what this is or if it's anything. Don't ban me or cancel me, but this is Trey's name right here. This is his Discord. So yeah, that was annoying too because it had to copy and paste all this, but that's fine. Anyways, so they're good. End of the story. They've made the playoffs back-to-back seasons. No matter what they're calling themselves, they're rerunning it with Colorado Kid Killers, where I think they were 8-1 in the first season, and then they just got bounced in game 3 or so in the playoffs. So they definitely are hungry for playoff success because they haven't had much in the playoffs. Oh yeah, this is gonna be the link. Screwed up. We'll go through these 3. Trey, The other guy's not. There's not real money games on that or anything. I think it was like an iron. I think Trey is more like silver. Uh, Trey was pretty good at 80 carry. He did play support last season, so I'm interested to see like how it flips back. And with the new support, like he didn't have this support in season one, so I want to see how like dominant he would be in the driver's seat, and if he can carry games. So we'll see. The big player on this team that makes them, I think, the best, and it's probably they're definitely a top three jungler to me. They might rank out. We don't know. It's been kind of like close for forever, but he has never done it. So we'll see. He puts in a lot of games though, so there's no really reason to call him out or anything for it. But it's gonna be PP so small, which is Mason. He was LeBron's James last season. So I'm playing a lot of Yorick and stuff. I don't guess he's a top laner as well now, and at least so. But normally, I don't. What the heck are you playing, dude? No wonder you're not climbing. Okay. Uh, Past this, I mean. But yeah, he mostly is known for this. Like these are his definitely his six signature champs. Whenever he plays jungle, there's also a Maokai in there. These are I've seen him pop off on every single one of these champions at least once. So he's good. He's going to be scary. I think he's the number one target to lock down. Grandma with the gun. He was top lane last season with Hellfire. Now he's mid lane. Don't know why he's playing jungle. Don't ask me, dude. I think that they're a bunch of friends, so they're more casual about the game. They're gonna come play some comp, chill with the boys. So gotta respect them for that. Play some Vex here though, and you got some mid lane champs in here, so respect. Big feast or famine guy. He played that same style in top lane last season and in season one. He was either really fed or he was behind and it was a bit of a liability at times, but he's a solid player mechanically. He's never going to quit. So, yeah, he loves the split. And then now their new top laner, Dubs. Not really new, but he's been around, been a sub for him. I think he started in season one. Big, he's good at what he does, man. And I think he's gotten a little bit more at he's got a little bit more champions than he had in season one. I remember season one, I think he only was playing like Set and Olaf, and then I like maybe one Alawi game or something. I think that was the entire season because no one was banning him. He's like ranked up. He's been grinding. He learned. He like this Darius was popping off at times last season. It didn't look bad. The set's always scary. It's always useful in a fight. And then you always have that pocket pick like Olaf. And now he's learning like Mundo. Maybe don't learn Aurelia, but like yeah, Mundo could do some damage, especially if he gets stuck against like a weak side top laner. Um, yeah, because it's hard to punish Mundo when you're on a tank because you're not really there's not a ton that you can do if he's just playing with Cleaver in the back when you're being a tank. There's eventually he's just gonna get really out of control. Um, so yeah, very hard to punish a Mundo on a tank. So I like this pick that he did because it's a little bit more like I'm gonna sit back and relax while these other picks are a little bit more aggro. So we'll see how he plays this season. But this is those three. Fuck you, Trey, for doing that name change. I'm not showing your op.gg just for it, and you fucked it for this guy as well. Hope at a Wendy's. He's their support. This is their bot lane. Anyways, let's move on. I'll put them in 3, which is going to be good. Yeah, they have the potential to be up here with the big dogs, but we'll see how they draft and how they're going to play. And if they're not taking the game super serious like some of these other um, teams are, you don't know. And that was kind of like a point of emphasis last year in Hellfire. It was kind of, how serious is this team going to take it at the end of the day? So we'll see. This is a big moment for them in year 3 or season 3. Okay, next team on the docket His Korean rejects don't know this team at all. Um, Besides Brandon, he played in BOL. I have no idea who anybody else is. Two of them do need quite a bit of games, so they are going to probably have to use the contract clause for one of their players to protect them, and then they're probably going to have to sub this person in for week one. Because yeah, 40 games in about 8 days. I mean 5 days, 5 games a day isn't terrible, I guess. And plus they could schedule it. It could be like more like depending on when the other team wants to schedule. Could be they could make it. It's doable, I guess. But considering they don't even have 100 over the last four, ooh, maybe not doable. So yeah, Korean rejects. So let's go to their op.gg, and as you expect, they don't really play solo queue besides Brandon and Preval. Preval. Yeah, even this guy doesn't have a ton of games. This guy played a lot of Ornn last year. Looks like they got a big Ornn top main. Uh, Weak side god, I guess. This guy looks like he took a break for a little while. We'll see. Not like there was a team like Hyperion when Hyperion came back last year. I was like, okay, I don't know how they're gonna do, and I was kind of correct in the first half of the season that like it took them a little bit of time to get going and like learn the new things that are happening in league. Like when you're a returning player, you're gonna play like you basically did years ago or whenever you quit, and then you come back and there's all this new stuff because Riot changes the game every year, right? Pretty dramatically sometimes. Like Otacon this season, it's crazy. Like I don't know, and it took them a bit to I think lock in last year and really figure out what the meta was and really get their footing. And then they made the playoffs at the end. They railed it together at the second half and made the playoffs. So potentially what this team could do. Obviously, this probably isn't their like actual ranks considering they've been kind of dormant for a few years. Um, but yeah, even though there's a few golds in there, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of like gassing up people that like are coming back. Uh, I need to like see it first. This Ornn main will be. I mean, it's probably like second nature to Ornn for Ornn because of the amount of Ornn he's played. But yeah, I think Brandon was pretty good in BOL though. He played under a new or there was another org. I don't know what it was, but I think he was a rock on that team. So he will be more than likely a rock on this team. He's gonna be jungling. You do you, bro. Playing everything. Okay. I'm sure he remembers. It's not that hard, I guess. Ugh. At least this guy plays on roll. Um, but yeah, I wasn't wasn't really feeling this team. Probably he could tell facial reactions and everything. I'm gonna put them right here in the 5 spot where I'm just like I'm not really feeling it, and they're really unknown. This is actually like probably the perfect definition of this OP.G, this multi right here. So we'll have to see what happens with these two, whether if they're playing their games or not before the season. Always, always tricky. But yeah, we'll move on to rivals. Returning team from last season. They actually have, and this is a playoff team from last season. They're pretty good. They were really good last year. They made the playoffs in the hard division. Beat us out, dropping point. They're solid, man. Um, 5-4. Like you wouldn't think that's like a good record, but like their four losses were to these four teams. They won against everybody else. So it's yeah, it, they're pretty good. They're not returning everybody. So let's see what we got here. RVL. Nicholas is returning in the mid lane. Very good guy. I actually called him an MVP. Um, before that was my MVP pick before last season. So he, he didn't play like an MVP. There's definitely some people that outplayed him, but he was, I think, in the top half for mid lane, solid regardless. I was correct about that, and I think he's gonna bring that back. Still got that signature Syndra. He will just pick that, by the way. You better be prepared for it. Husky, actually really close to gold. Nice. Yeah, no gold players on this team currently, but we have a few like former gold and some very close, two very close. Um, Sauce is better than the bronze four. Very middle tier, I would say, for support, especially since we got 22 teams. I think he'd probably be around that 11 to 13 range if I had to gander. Um, and Husky is very good at what he does. He plays three champions, but he plays them pretty well. All three of them. He will perform on all three of those champions. So we've got the MF, we've got the Ashe, we've got the Kaisa. I've seen him play Jinx before, so that maybe it's four. Say four. Why not? But yeah. Husky was at one time definitely under consideration for MVP early in the season. Last season was putting up great numbers. They kind of hit a wall when they were playing against the harder teams, but they made the playoffs and they lost to Rat Tactics, so it was yeah, it was ugly in the playoffs, but like Rat Tactics made it to the championship, so can't blame them. It was hard fought. All right, but yeah, we've got these three. They'll be solid. Um, Uchi, I've had the pleasure of having on in my org at some times. I think he's gotten a lot better since the last time we've like spoken and stuff. So I'm very um excited to see. This isn't the account he's really like playing on. I know he has another account. It's like the gold one. Yeah, I guess pull it up. Nope, that's JFK. There we go. Yeah, this Jodis account has way more games. He's gold. He's gold on both of those seasons. So, like I said, you can't judge a book by its cover technically. So I'm gonna go with that. He definitely got a little bit better, and he did fill in a few times last year for rivals when they were going through a little bit of a jungle struggle, and he played well enough, I think. They won some series with them. Let's see if I can pull up some stats. I don't know how many games he played, but I definitely remember him playing one or two series. Yeah, just honorable. He he'll play utility. He's pretty humble about that nowadays. Um, yeah, he'll be solid. They don't really need a carry on this team, a carry jungler, as much as he probably would love to be. He'll probably be stuck on more of like tankier utility picks that are going to be really good for the comp play because it looks like Husky and Nicholas are going to be the show this season for them, which is what a lot of teams are kind of doing. It's a standard way of playing. Your jungler and top. It's a little bit harder at times. Their top laner does look a little bit cracked on the Darius though. The Darius front, little Garen abuse as well. Mordekaiser, scary champ pool. He's gonna be scary. Give this guy R5 and he will make you pay. Um, I pray for all you weak sides that have to go up against this. So yeah, that's rival. Welcome back, and hopefully you guys get back into the playoffs. I've got you on the bubble. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I'd probably definitely put you up a little bit more, but I've definitely got you on the bubble. Um, there's just a lot of good competition. I think you guys slightly downgraded, slightly downgraded. but are still a great team. So we'll see if like the teamwork and everything comes together. They've got a good coach. I know Barbarian CB. He's he's gonna get him right. He's gonna get him ready. He cares a lot about their success and stuff in the IBSG. Seen a few of the streams. It's going good. So happy they're back. I didn't know if they'd come back. Last but not least, very brand new team. Kind of the same conundrum as Korean Rejects. They've got two guys. Maddie should be fine. Zeus, I have no clue. Probably not. They'll probably have to use, but like they'll use the contract player clause on this player, so that's not bad. But let's go ahead and take a look here. I don't know any of these players. I'm gonna lead off with that. Um, what immediately catches my eye is Valor. There, it looks like jungler. Yep, plays Viego and the Briar pretty well. It looks like in the solo queue. So this might be one of those teams where they might focus heavily on the jungle instead of it being like a utility kind of tank spot, um, which will be interesting. It's always much more fun to watch. High tempo jungling. So big fan of Valor. Gold 2, almost gold 1 win away. So having a good season, it looks like. Yeah, nothing but respect there. And then Maddie, Iron 3. Uh, he's got some games to play though, and it looks like he will fill that tank spot. So no worries for Valor on that front. Zeus, this should be interesting. We got a Galio. It's another possibly. There's a couple utility picks in here. Like you got the TF, you got the Galio. See Aurora deep down here. See what else he's been playing. Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot we don't have a lot of games. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's some utility here though. You got some things to work with. Really enable this jungler. It's going to depend how these kind of three work together, I think, during laning phase. But yeah, that's like the go-to strat that I would see with this right now because you got to get this guy online. Um, there's, but I don't wanna disrespect Fiction over here though. So maybe Fiction has the kahunas to carry these guys. So let's check them out. Nothing crazy. Looks like we're coming over from top lane eventually. Oh, you've always been an 80 carry at heart. Okay. So been a silver player for a couple of years. Okay. Not bad. I mean, that's what this league is. Better than bronze and iron. Um, yeah, we play a lot of Jin. Play a lot of utility. See, it's good to play utility because like this guy will, if this guy's gonna carry, like you want to have like a utility type of team. Like Viego just needs that one reset, bang bang, the whole fight's done. Probably isn't gonna get Viego. He probably gets double banned. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I don't know if you guys ever get, but like he's like Best is still good, I guess for that. Wukong's pretty cracked. Kane, there's options here, but someone else is gonna have to step up on this team eventually. I think. It can't just be Valor trying to do his best Bazanski MVP carrying Rat Tactics to the championship. We'll see if Valor can do that. Last but not least is Towel. We'll play Enchanter. Okay. A lot of Enchanter. We don't have a big champ pool for Soul Cube, but that's good. And yeah, I don't think this support will be a primary focus on um, banning either too. So like she probably or he or she probably gets Karma or Nami or Lux almost guaranteed every game. Because you gotta ban this. That's first and foremost. It leaks that. Uh yeah. So not in love with this team. It's probably honestly it's probably my least favorite, not gonna lie. But I still think they can compete and they can get better throughout the season because we've seen that. We've seen it. through the first two seasons. We've seen teams struggle at first, find their footing later on. Even if they don't make the playoffs, they still like found themselves. We're thinking of like SNC Dreamers from last season. They were kind of fucking scary at the end of the year, you know? Like you could definitely drop some games, whoever you were, to Dreamers, and it was a little bit scary. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put Bra right here, unfortunately. You guys are gonna have to take that spot from for me for opening week at least. So prove me wrong. Same with all you guys down here. Like I said, not anything that's personal or anything. It's just what I see on paper, trying to deliver some content here. But yeah, this is the majority of my list. I'll go through real quick and I guess do what I think. I think this is accurate. I think Rat Tactics is the favorite, and I think White Lotus is right behind him. I don't think they're too far off though. Like this is not far. Um, I would move DPK behind both of these guys though, and I would keep the AIED, or I think it's Dynasty and then Renegades. I would definitely keep them there. So I think this is accurate in the contenders. And the DPK scraping in there, the last spot. This is gonna be a little bit hard right here. Squeeze this one in. JRCC, AG, MG. I think this is Oasis, and then Ghost Crew, Keg Killers. I'm gonna move Keg Killers up. I'm gonna leave. I'm actually gonna leave Keg Killers here. Oh no. Okay, no. I could do this. Okay. No, this makes. I think this makes sense. And then I can move. I think they're here. Hmm. Hmm. I like that. Okay. Sorry guys, but I like that. We're gonna put Ag in front of Colorado Kid Killers here. In terms of the strongest here, oh God, I think this is actually fine. I think this would be an acceptable list in my head because MG is really good. I mean, all these teams, like I said, have so much potential to be here and here. So, and even these teams, like we don't know shit. We're not even week one. This is just me trying to fill time. But yeah, playoff bubble. What did I say it was like a 3.5? I think it was. I have it here. It was. Ooh. Okay, I know I'm gonna do this. So let's do. I'm gonna do Ellie. It's gonna go up. I think both of the White Lotus teams are gonna go pretty drastically down. Not gonna lie. From this spot, I do like Rat Tactics somewhat. Do that. RBL. White Lotus Wisteria, I think, is better than Black Rose. I think RVL is slightly worse than White Lotus. So we'll put them there, right in between. Separate the White Lotus teams. Okay. And then I'm going to put Val right behind there. Make sure I don't have any duplicates anywhere. I like this. This is fine. Um, like I said, we'll see what Ellie plays a lot, and I like that. They're also not that badly ranked. So, and they also have Astrid. So I like the vibes with that team, just on paper. CLT, I may need to look at one more time. Oh no, no. Okay. Yeah, okay. They need to show me something. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, okay. This is fine. I think they're slightly bit better than Val. Alright. I like this list. Down here, Bra and yep, Korean. TD. Uh, yeah. Okay. No, I like this. This is my final list, guys. So, if you if you're still here, still watching, an hour and 55 minutes, power to you. Thanks for sitting here watching me yap about you guys. No hard feelings or anything like that. I'm just kind of going off the vibe and the thing off paper. I'm not being too detailed at the moment. Um, I think some of you guys have seen the content that I make like during the season and stuff. I will get a little bit more into it. I just need to see more, which is fair. I think week one needs to happen before I really kind of hammer anything home. But I think this is where I'm at and where I'm thinking right now. So yeah, good luck to everybody. I hope I'm completely wrong. I really do. So prove me wrong. Make me look like a fool. Clip it all. Tag it on the Discord, whatever you need to do. But yeah, let's have some fun this season. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.